No, that's it. All right, thank you very much. All right, bye. Hey, Alan. Hey, Alan. There you are. There you are. How you doing, Alan?
There we go.
Okay. No,
That better?
yeah.
Howdy, folks. Howdy, Johnny. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Man, today has been a Jaws. Let's see. What does it call it? I just found out, and I don't know why they know this. I downgraded because whenever you're a vocation rehab, these companies they charge the government more to do what they could charge them less, but since the government will pay, they charge more. So if you're with vocational rehab, they get you the JAWS Pro. That's our screen reader for people out there. I'm not talking about the movie Jaws.
Oh, boy.
So of course, they get you the Pro because that's $900 or whatever. But when it comes coming out of your pocket, you want to go down to maybe the Home Edition, which is I don't know if I forget what it was, $50 or something like that.
It's like $90 a month or something.
Oh yeah, or 90 bucks
like
a year.
Or a year. I'm sorry. Yeah, Yeah, $90 a year.
So
yeah, we're not doing any free plugs for that, but
yeah,
$90 a year, and you're set up, and you're absolutely right. This happens all over, wherein contractors will have a situation where they'll charge the federal government certain rates and give them maybe a couple of extra perks. But it's really nothing over and above.
They know the game. Everybody. If you work with the government, you just charge more than what it would really cost on I don't know, not commercial end, but on the community end. So, but I didn't know that they would also change my serial number. So I'm trying to.
Oh yeah, absolutely, because of course you've gone to a totally different package.
Yeah, so I'm kind of make this program work, and the guy is sending me the serial patch for when I had the Pro, and I'm not even thinking like, well, why is it not working? I'm thinking like, what am I not doing right?
Oh man. So you're having a little bit of a hard day there trying to make Jaws work with that new rollback. Well, actually not a rollback, but a change from one package to another. I had a similar issue where I had to update my address book because I'm fixing to do a bunch of stuff. And so, and I didn't notice that you weren't in there. You're in my phone, obviously, but you're not in my, that's odd. So I had to add you there.
Yeah. So I mean,
difficulties abound.
Oh yeah. So I got it worked out. I spent like, I don't know, about 40 or more minutes on the phone with Freedom. And we got it worked out. But I was gonna say, I said, what am I not doing? It's like, oh, but anyway, is this a part of the learning curve? And I was just thinking, like, when we started working with computers was like we had access to computers in 1990.
Oh, even before that, I had an Apple IIe, which is ancient. But Apple with Steve Jobs and Bill Gates from Microsoft, they were buddies back then still. And well, anyway, Steve Jobs developed this Apple line of products before, obviously, they've got the Apple now under, what's his name, Tim Cook. Is it Tim Cook? Anyway, we'll go there. Anyway, so Steve and Bill Gates, they were working together. Bill was actually an encyclopedia salesman or something crazy like this. And then Steve hired him, and Bill kind of purloined some of his things, or so it was rumored, allegedly. and then put patents on some of the things that he had taken because allegedly because Steve wasn't as business savvy as say some. Anyway, the Apple IIe had a Echo 2 speech synthesizer. It was a wonderful thing. It was just the greatest thing. And oh boy, it was so wonderful. And Bill Gates came to my house and actually saw that, gave me a copy of DOS 0.001 back in the day. So we spent about 3 hours loading it onto my Apple IIe to see if it would work as an operating system, and it worked fine.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, we've had access to computers since '84 at least. But you're absolutely right, Johnny. It's not been as accessible until about 1990, and then now we've got what we've got now, where everything kind of keeps in step with itself. It catches up with each other, and it used to be that JAWS and other things would be 2 years behind, but
yeah,
they seem to keep up pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, it is. But the reason I'm bringing that up because my daughters were raised with computers because I had access to computers, and then she had my daughter it was a friend that she had. She knew not. She was like a young person, like my daughter knew nothing about the computer, and I had to step back and say, "Oh yeah," because my daughter through me had access to the computers, and not everybody has access to computers or had access to computers. And it's just
Interesting.
Yeah, because same age, but one girl knows nothing about it, and then my daughters, of course, they grew up with it. So that working my one daughter working in the bank, she's very familiar with how to work with the computer and do all that good stuff in there. And then the other daughter, doing customer service sometimes over the phone with the computer, but not realizing that everybody has those skills, depending on how much they were exposed to that kind of technology.
Right.
So we're the lucky ones. Isn't there a song called "The Lucky Ones"?
There very well could be a song called "The Lucky Ones."
Wait, hold on for a second. Wait, play the song "The Lucky Ones" by Lana Del Rey.
Oh, good. All right.
Wait a minute, is this a country song? What is it? Wait, I got it. No, I think this is no, I think this is an indie song.
That's pretty funny.
Hey,
That's pretty funny.
We can just come up with the term.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are Innervision Records, and you can find us innervisionfm.com.
Yeah.
We're on Cloud Hub. We're on Gab. We're on Twitch.
Yeah.
We're on Chat. Those are some of the new ones. We're on D Live now. Got YouTube, of course. And you can find us many other places.
Oh, hit the thumbs up because hey, that helps us with the algorithms, and we're trying to get more than we're up to 22 subscribers, so they get a bell every time we go on the air, but we need to get a total of 100 in order to monetize the station. So I don't know, I don't say it a lot, but for the 22 people that are there, if you could just spread it around and get your friends to subscribe, it would really help us a lot. Okay.
Yeah, it's not an idea of we want this. It's a situation of promoting music artists, recording artists. It's a situation of helping out the disabled community.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're going to do anyway. We're going to find a way to get that job done, regardless. And we just want to thank anybody and everybody who has supported in the past.
And you can do directly through paypal.me/Innervision Denver. That's paypal.me/Innervision Denver as well. And that's
if you got topics or if you just want to get in touch with us, hit us up at info@innervisionfm.com.
All right. So I was listening to Wayne Dupree this the day, and in the past, I think I've been listening. He's been doing what he's been doing since 2012, 2011, I think 2012, 2011. So as I was going back and forth to Moscow and all that, doing all that kind of stuff, meeting my wife, he was busy building his brand. And over the years, I would notice, like, Thanksgiving would come around and he'd say, man, I'm going to get that turkey. I'm going to put it in this hot grease, which I think they fry it up like that,
That's
and
awesome.
he said, and so it's just because I'm a vegan, but I don't think that everyone has to be a vegan. I don't say no, that's bad. I just say, hey, you do you do, and I do me, and everything like that. So it was just funny to hear him say that he had to change his diet because of health issues. And he's about 51, 52. And then
Man.
uh, and then the audience, as it is, okay, I figured, like, you have to, sometimes you get lactose intolerant. And I knew that I'm that way because whenever I drink dairy products or eat ice cream, if I eat too much, I get gout. Right. And I know I gotta back off of it because
Man.
because or eat pills to to relieve the problem. But I just know I'm just not I just have to step back from that.
See, I'm
But
kind of a freak because I'm like, hey, I got these things. Sometimes they'll bother me things, and and I'll take these home remedies like for gout. I'll drink a bunch of cherry juice for gout. Man, that stuff works great. But so I'm like, hey, you want to play? You got to pay.
Yeah. And so, but what surprised me was the audience was saying, no, you're conservative. You have to eat meat. I'm thinking, like, what? Who said that? I mean,
Now, I'll tell you, I was about 8 years. No, I was 8 years old, and I went to a camp for the blind. They used to run these camps, and they would expose blind folks to all kinds of crazy stuff. And at this camp, I mean, you had horseback riding, you had canoeing, you had archery. Holy moly, blind people with bows and arrows. Oh boy, you had all kinds of crazy fun. But come mealtime, it was vegetarian meals. Now,
I went to the same camp. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I got exposed to that kind of thing. And
Mm.
you met people from all walks of life with that. You could literally, as a child, listen to these young adults and then the older people that ran the camp, listen to their conversations and absorb some of the stuff that they were saying. And you could tell that they were Democrats, they were Republicans, they were everybody. It didn't matter who you were. And there were some that were not vegetarians, and they're like, oh gosh, I don't like working. I mean, I love working here, but I don't like the whole food.
Yeah.
Like the food. But then there were others, oh boy, they love it. And I tell you, I didn't mind later on because vegan food got much better.
Oh yeah.
I'd much rather eat a raw broccoli than say one of those vegetarian hot dogs from the 1980s.
Oh no. Oh, yeah, I know. And but it was just funny that they were saying, no, you're conservative. You have to go out and hunt the deer and the turkey and the ground beef. And they're like, well, I don't know. You gotta listen to your body, and if your body says no, then you know. I don't know. You can push that holder down all you want, but if your body's saying you got to change, then and it doesn't happen to everybody. Because my mother lived to be like 96, and I don't think she I mean, she was well. Okay, I mean, I told you this. My silly sister, and if she's watching, you're silly, and she knows I think she's silly. She let my mother eat all the hot dogs she wanted. Right? She's not. Let's see. At that time, she was. Let me think. At that time, she was just 80. 89. And, I understand, why not eat whatever?
Right.
But a consistent diet of hot dogs, even if you like it, is not good for you.
You know, Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead, that's all he ate was corn dogs. And when he decided to clean his life up and he made the change to do some things, his body didn't like it so much that it killed him.
Yeah, yeah. So well, and then this is almost what happened to my mother. Okay, so you're giving her blood pressure pills and all this other stuff, and some medications will dehydrate you. Plus, if you're just getting, drinking water with your pills and you're not drinking anything in between that, and you're eating these hot dogs, something is going to happen. And that's what happened. Was her finger started curling back because her
all the swelling
of dehydration. Took her to the hospital, and she wanted to spend the rest of her life, in her home, but because my sister, and they wouldn't give me a key, so I can go. I could have checked in on it, because I could have dropped in and, hey mom, do you have any water? Let me make you some fresh green juice or fresh juice, because I had all the utensils to do that.
Sure.
And she would have been eating more than hot dogs.
Yeah.
But my sister is, to this very day, she's just not that person that would think that maybe hot dogs every day with a little bit of water with pills is not a sustainable diet.
Absolutely.
Oh man. But yeah. So anyway, but getting back to this vegan thing, it was I'm not so concerned with what he's doing, because he figured out that he's lactose intolerant too, as far as like he just knows that he can't eat a lot of ice cream like he used to, because his body's just saying no, this is not happening. But just the audience saying no, even though your body's saying that, you have to fight it and and be like us, And so I just thought that was just kind of funny that the audience would react that way.
I've got to say, the age of the vegetarian is coming, because meat has the potential to become very expensive. And Bill Gates just happens to have this product that he really, really loves to invest in, called Beyond Meat. And Beyond Meat products are going to be the way of the future.
Yes. Now, well, something else I was looking at. I was listening to a show today, and they were talking about, and I've been thinking about this for a long time. I just don't think about it all the time, because I know that it's a one size fit all. The government doesn't have time, and I keep telling my daughters. I always tell my daughters, the government doesn't love you. Matter of fact, they barely know you. they don't even know you. Right? They only know your Benjamins, Franklins, Washingtons, and Abraham Lincolns. They if it's not green, they're not concerned. And so when they came out with the testing, I said, oh, okay, fine, testing. Then when they said, some people are asymptomatic. Then when they said they want to get as many people vaccinated as possible, and I said, wait a minute. I remember when I took the phenobarbital, and some people can take it, no problems. But when I took it, it almost blew me up, my skin and everything like that. And so it wasn't, one size fit all. This was, stop seizures, but it had other side effects, but didn't bother some people, but it bothered me. So I'm thinking, like, everybody's getting these vaccines, and they're not testing to see, do they already have the antibiotics? Because some people are asymptomatic. So you just take those people out of that circle. If they already have the antibiotics, why are they getting the vaccine, right? And then the other people, well, they may have other underlying things, so you have to take those people out of that circle. But it's just this blanket. Let's give it to everybody, and not thinking about one size doesn't fit all.
An interesting point to make also is that I have heard that one of the vaccines requires a yearly, or could potentially require a yearly
Booster.
re-up, kind of like the flu shot.
Hmm.
Uh, so it's interesting that this thing appears to be more like the flu than, say, polio or
Yeah.
I don't know, something like that.
Hmm.
Where all you need is one shot of polio vaccination. You're apparently set for life.
And I heard they was working on the polio vaccine for years before they rolled it out.
Sure.
Yeah, right. So who knows? That could have been part of the government just being slow, or that could have been like they really did some testing to see what the short term effect and the long term effect was of that. And and I'm just saying, people, do your own research. I'm not saying I know what I'm going to do for me. You do what you're going to do for you, but I would really start looking for some answers to some of this just one size fit all, because one size doesn't fit all. And because the human body is such a complex entity, it's like it cannot one size fit all.
Well, and that's the main thing, is we are all different. Everybody is
Hmm.
different, one from another. We're all individual. We're all collective as well. We're
Mhm.
all a member. If we believe, we're all a member of the body of Christ, and if we don't, we're all a member of another collective, obviously. Uh, that kind of thing. So the bottom line is, we are individuals at our core, but we seek to
Mhm.
be collective at our as our main objective. At We're social beings.
Hmm. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. And speaking of being social, social being, um, in my neighborhood, in my community, a few blocks away from me, I know it's like there's a whole community of um, mostly like African Muslims, because you could tell because they wear the scarves and all that kind of stuff, and the girls wear dresses while they're out there playing kickball, which is kind of funny when you say, well, why don't they get some pantsuits to play volleyball? But in their culture, a girl is not supposed to wear, I guess, pants or whatever. Um, so I said, oh, like a little community, it's like they're raising their kids, to be good citizens and so forth, and so forth. And and then I heard the governor in North Dakota saying, okay, right now they're planning on moving, giving these people free airline tickets to go to different parts of the United States, and just plan them here, plan them there. And she says, you guys, the government hasn't even vetted most of these people. 10% of the ones that are coming in illegal hasn't been checked for COVID. So a lot of 10% of them have it. And it's going to be about 1 million they counted will be coming in illegal. We don't know their criminal background. We don't know who they are, what they are, what background they came from, or if they're terrorists just pretending, or young men pretending to be 17 years old. Yeah, that's another good one, because we don't have no birth certificate. We don't have no way other than, I guess, maybe a genealogical test to test to see how old they are. But yet you want to fly these people all over the United States and plant them in this city, plant them in this city, and just, hey, good luck, bye bye. And we don't know what, and like a good majority of them could be like good people, but then the ones that are not, how many of us do they have to run through before we say, wait a minute, something's wrong here? And how many others like you are there? And not to be, I'm not saying I'm xenophobic or anything like that. I'm just saying we need to know who these people are, and their intention, and the ones that are, for down for the America and whatever, great. But the other ones, we need to know and not be surprised in the middle of the night, if you know what I'm saying.
I will say there used to be a time when that used to be a valid concern. That seems to have passed, and now we're more concerned with other affairs, other cares, and whereas there are still some of us who are very concerned about this, what we see as an issue, an existential crisis, as it were. A societal or whatever. Others don't see it like that, and that's the unfortunate part, because we actually, some of us that believe that way, we actually believe that way, and we can't stress enough. But there is no listening to this until it happens, until it's done. And then when the milk is already spilled, then it'll be time to clean it up. And that's what we need a savior for. His name is Jesus Christ, and it's easy to follow him. It's easy to follow his word. And it's easy to, when we come to the end of ourselves and realize, wow, we have really, really strayed away. Can you help us back? He is there with open arms.
Yeah, but we got to have enough people to get out there and do the harvesting, and like I said, what is this? If you see something, say something. If you see like a lost soul, say something. Minister. Minister to that person who may never even have heard of the love of Christ. And so there's a lot of opportunities. Like I said, and each one of these opportunities, we could take those opportunities to turn lemons into lemonade. So,
well, and that's really the bottom line is whether one believes or not, one has the potential to turn lemons into lemonade just by their attitude, just by their power of positive thinking. If the glass is half full, well, the glass is half full. One is optimistic. If, however, it's half empty, well, one can either be thought of as realistic or, well, pessimistic, because, you just want to be realistic. Now, look, some of us might believe, Johnny, that this thing that we got going on with the illegalization of sanctuary cities, making it impossible to stop what's going on so that they can fly these folks around everywhere and anywhere they want, drop them anywhere and not worry about what they got, how they got there, all that. All this can be really attributed to there are forces of good, there are forces not so good. And the forces of good want for us to succeed so that our creator might be glorified. And the forces that are not so good, well, they're already doomed to destruction. So they want to take as many people as they can.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to speak up, people. I get a lot of good practice with my older daughter. She said, "No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm going to put my head in the sand." And I keep bringing it up, and then I say, "Okay, well, this is what you're not learning. This is what you're not are learning." And then it's going to be interesting. Like maybe long after I'm gone, or maybe while I'm still here, she'll wake up and say, "Wait a minute, my dad told me about that," and I didn't want to listen, and sometimes you just lay it out in a nice, peaceful way and say, this is what they're not showing you, and I just want you to be aware of this, and you can choose to put your head back in the sand, and that's fine. Go ahead and do that. But I've opened a page, and now you have something to chew on and think about. So
that's right, Johnny.
Yeah. So it is what it is. Anyway, so that half an hour went very fast.
That's our show for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
have
Have
yourself
a
a
good one.
great weekend, and we'll be back on Monday for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. We'll have some fun topics then. And I'm looking at some right now, which I'm gonna put in the rotation. So we'll see you guys.